The church down the road is not your competition. Hey, I'm Pastor Matt here with your Missionary Pathway Mission Insight. And in an Instagram world where it is easier than ever to be jealous and competitive with the church down the road, it is more important than ever that we remember the church down the road is not our competition. You know, one of the examples I love to use is the Starbucks example. I know, surprise, Pastor Matt likes to talk about coffee. But here's the reality. Starbucks doesn't get mad when I go to the Starbucks down the street because Starbucks realizes that they're all one company together. And so whether I purchase coffee at one or I purchase coffee at the other, it doesn't matter to them because ultimately I'm working with Starbucks. Now here's the crazy thing. What if we realize that from the standpoint of the local church? Now we can move from coffee to theology. You know, there is this beautiful understanding in theology called the invisible and the visible church. Now, here's the understanding. The invisible church, there's only one church, and that's the church that Jesus is the head over. He is the one that is over the church. There is no other church except for the one church that Jesus is over, and that's the invisible church. But there are many visible expressions of this one invisible church. In fact, you see them all up and down your community. Some have buildings, some are portable, some meet in houses, some meet in huge auditoriums. The reality is there are many different expressions of the visible church. The problem is oftentimes we look at those other visible expressions of church as our competition instead of realizing that we're all on the same team. We're all a part of the same kingdom, and more importantly, we're all a part of the same family. And Jesus is the head. And so what could it look like if we realized the church down the road wasn't our competition, but they were our kingdom collaborators? Well, number one, remembering that visible and invisible church is really important. You know, when I take time to remember that simple but powerful theological point, it reminds me that I don't need to worry about being in competition with other churches because we're all trying to help people connect with Jesus. So also realizing that if we collaborate together, bigger things can happen. Big missional impact happens with kingdom collaboration, and we would be able to do so much more together than we can on our own. Even if you're talking about a big mega church that has incredible resources, that church is only scratching the surface, and there would be a radical difference if that church was in partnership with 3 or 4 or 10 other local churches, and the impact that could happen locally would be unbelievable when churches collaborate together. And when churches collaborate together, it doesn't matter how big or how small you are. We're able to resource together and not only support one another, but we're also able to see bigger mission happen in the community. And then ultimately, when churches collaborate together, you can plant new churches. Now, I know sometimes churches are like, well, why do we need another church? Look, until 100% of people know and have experienced the love and the forgiveness of Jesus, there's always room for one more expression of local church. And I think it's really important to realize that when you plant new churches, you have a great opportunity. 1, new churches reach new people. 2, different churches reach different people. And 3, more churches reach more people. See, the more church communities and the more expressions of church you have, visible church, the more opportunities you have to connect people to the one invisible church that Jesus is the head over. And so as you think about the church down the road, my prayer for you is simple. Don't see them as your competition, but see them as kingdom collaborators working on the same mission with you, and take an opportunity to be in prayer for them and even find ways to collaborate together with them. So I hope this Mission Insight was helpful for you. If it was, take an opportunity to click like and subscribe and share it out with somebody else. And if you need some help collaborating churches together, check out doing the Missionary Pathway together. The Missionary Pathway is an incredible resource that can help you in a really intentional way collaborate together on mission for the sake of your community and seeing people connected to Jesus. So I hope you enjoyed this Mission Insight, and I look forward to catching you on another Mission Insight in the future.